Hi, everybody. Apologies for the delay here. I'm going to be promoting everybody to panelists so you can participate in the discussion. And as you see that promotion come across, don't be alarmed, just go ahead and accept it. And that way you can join in on the talk. All right. Just getting a little bit of setup done here, and we will begin shortly.
Hey, Stevens.
Hi. All right.
Hi, Courtney.
Hello.
It's actually not Courtney, it's Andy, or not Courtney, sorry. This isn't actually Jennifer, it's Andy, just an FYI.
Hi, Andy. It's nice to meet you. I'll see you, I think, next week, perhaps.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm just going to do a quick introduction, and then we'll go around and allow everybody else to also introduce themselves. So I will be introducing my name, the firm, and my geographic location, whether I've read the book, and we'll go around doing those items. So hi, I'm Courtney Vance. I am a senior project manager at CKC Consulting. I am in the North Texas area, and I have read the book because I was I had early access, as it were, since Courtney Kearney, the founder of our company, was the co-author of the book, so she allowed us to review it as an early release. So going from my sidebar, I am going to start with Denise. If you could please introduce yourself and give us your firm, geographic location, and whether you've read the book.
Hi, everybody. My name is Denise Yancey. I work for a firm called Atna Environmental, and I'm calling from Anchorage, Alaska. And I have read the book, but I'm going to have to reread it and maybe reread it again because it's pretty dense, but it has lots of good ideas. And we've taken a lot of these ideas already. And I'm the database administrator for our company.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, next on my list, I have Callie. And you might be on mute. Oh, it looks like she might be having audio issues. No, we cannot hear you. So if you want, you might need to leave and come back, or there might be some adjusts. Oh, you joined. Yeah, in that case, yeah, if you want to drop in your introduction in the chat, I can introduce you once it's received, and I'll just move along to the next person. So next I have Adria. Hi, Adria. So we're just doing name, title, company, geographic location, and whether you've read the book.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Listen, this does not always work, so that's a plus for everybody and myself today. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama at Robinson Morton. We're a construction company, and I'm the asset coordinator. And the book I have began, haven't fully committed to the full read yet, but I will slowly get through it as I'm very interested in what it has to offer, and have found that it is definitely useful.
Excellent. And so I received the introduction from Callie, so I'll go ahead and introduce Callie. So her name's Callie. She works at LJA Engineers, and she is a CRM manager, and she's in Houston. So shout out to her because I am also originally from Houston, and she has read the book. Okay, so next I have Erica.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erica Curtis. I'm the marketing communications specialist at CKC. I am in Portland, Oregon, and yes, I have read the book and found it really, really helpful to get me oriented to this industry that I am new to.
Excellent. Next, I have Andy, who is listed as Jen.
Hello, Yeah, I don't have a laptop yet. So, and we sit in cubes. So I was like, I need something to move into an office. I mean, a conference room. Anyway, my name is Andy Cohen. I work with Micon, and I am, it's my first month, basically. I'm the marketing and CRM specialist. I have not read the book yet. I was not using a CRM at my last job. So, but I have used one in previous life. So I am looking forward to getting and reading the book, since that's part of my title is CRM specialist. So I figure it probably behooves me to do that.
Excellent.
Oh, and I'm in Dallas, sorry.
Wonderful. Next, I have Kim on the sidebar.
Hi, I'm Kim Sheldon. I'm a project manager at CKC Consulting. And I am in the Dallas area, but I always say in traffic, I'm closer to Oklahoma than downtown Dallas, but I am truly a Dallas suburb of McKinney. I also, as Steve Vance mentioned, was able to get a copy of the book early and have read it and have flagged and starred all sorts of things and go back to it. So those who haven't read it or are working through it slowly, it's there is a lot in there, but it's really digestible and it's good information. So there's my story.
Fantastic. So next I have Mary. You might.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Mary Rowling. I'm a project manager at CKC. I am in the Fort Worth area, just south of Fort Worth. And I just got the book, actually, so I'm going to start reading it here real soon. So I'm excited to see what it has to offer.
Excellent. And then finally, Stephanie. Oh, and if you're having trouble connecting to audio, you can. I'll introduce Stephanie. Stephanie is also a project manager at CKC Consulting. She is in the Nevada area, and she should receive or may have already received a copy of the book to start reading it if she has not already. Okay, so chapter 11 is all about time to lead. And don't worry if you haven't read the book yet, we can still have a discussion about, what, the concepts in the book without actually, going into too much detail about what's there. I dropped into the chat some questions that are in the book, but they may have already been sent to you in email format as well. And these are the questions that we're going to go through and just have a conversation about some of the things that we do or processes that we've implemented, as part of our CRM journey. So the first question is, first of all, have you visited our CRM or Die website? And I dropped that link into the chat. And this is a resource for you. If you have the book, there are some additional resources. There's also some, I believe, resources there that correspond to this call. So please do check it out. And there should be a link there as well to purchase the book if you need one. Have you connected with Courtney and Chaz on social media and booked them for an event or retained them for consulting services for CKC? I do see some familiar faces on the call, of clients that we do work with. But if you have not linked up with Courtney Kearney or Chaz Ross Monroe on LinkedIn, please do. And, they're a great resource. We do have lots of free events, and we also have events that are for client benefit as well as some for purchase. So now we start getting into the questions of the book. So are you inspired to create a data-driven culture that empowers data stewardship? I feel like I might know the answers to some of these, but I wanted to open the floor up to our, everybody on the call to see if they want to share anything about how they have created a data-driven culture that is empowering data stewardship. Would anybody like to go first?
I will. This is Denise Yancey. We've had our CRM for a couple years now. We're primarily a large construction firm, environmental and professional services. And none of those are really, right on with technology. They're kind of kicking and screaming, but we just keep quietly use it as part of the conversation. Well, I see in the database this, and this, and I was wondering if you could give us updates. And I would, I would do it while I'm talking to them, and I would tell them, okay, I'm doing it while I'm talking to you. And that way they realize, it might be just easier if I just did it myself instead of interrupting them right when they're busy doing something else. So that's what I keep hoping for. But construction people they're not as open to it as some other career fields.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to put you on the spot, Adria, but I know that you are working on some cleanup efforts that would relate to data stewardship. Do you want to talk about any of those?
Sure. So I hear you, Denise, on what you're saying. We're a construction company as well, and we've gotten a pretty good buy-in here with our data and driving the company as our go-to source of truth, if you will. We have good buy-in for our sales forecast meetings. We have our leadership and our executives are using the product and are daily we're requesting reports. And so one of the things that Courtney was mentioning that we're doing at year-end cleanup is we're just organizing all of our publisher templates, our maintenance, our personnel data. We have our year-end contacts with our Christmas. All of that is utilized through the system. We have, like I said, we have quarterly sales forecast meetings where we do all of our projects and our opportunities are being tracked that way, and with that reporting. And we do learning classes as well within the company, so that we're continually putting that out there for all new users and current users, and we give them the access to the system and build that trust of what they're accessible to. So most of our PMs will work within the opportunities and develop those and maintenance it, and then we still have our marketing resources to also assist in that, where they're working in that as well. So I would say we're pretty data driven within our company, and it's just going to keep growing. We just integrated with MailChimp, and we're using that now through Uninet, and that's going well. I think we're going to definitely enjoy seeing that management as well. And then we've got some more things coming down the road as we're connecting and just really focusing as a company on how we can use Uninet as our main source of truth and tying in all our other systems.
Fantastic. So I feel like the next question, and thank you, Adria, for providing those details. I think the next question we might already have a simple answer to, but are you ready to capitalize on the power of data and successful client relationship management? I am, but I'm everybody else ready for that? Yeah. Okay. So the next question we have here, are you building the right team of data editors, auditors, analysts, consumers, and leaders? I have some familiarity, but if anybody would like to share, how they've structured the users in their CRM to fulfill those different data roles, that, anything you might like to share would be great.
I'll do a quick comment here, just to piggyback on, like we are doing the in-house classes, our project managers, our marketing support team, and individual users, our assistants in the field are also working in that just data maintenance and input. As I've rolled more into this asset coordinating position, working with all the maintenance and in-house management, we also now are taking on an asset, assistant to help with that data maintenance side of it, to really keep that good, clean data that is very time consuming up front if it's just, one or two individuals. And that's starting to help with that tier of responsibilities until we can get everything, truly integrated. as we move forward.
Sure, sure. And I feel like Denise, you all do something similar, right? You have different teams that kind of manage different parts of the system.
Yes, okay, I was just checking to make sure that I wasn't on mute. Yes, people have different interests, so they just kind of gravitated toward what they were interested in. Some people like to, check every comma, every, capital, all that kind of stuff. So they gravitate towards the technical edits. Other people gravitate towards the big picture and they try to get the wording just right, so it applies to a lot of different things, not just one small little thing. But yeah, we've allowed people to go with their interests, and it's pretty even. It's actually working out pretty good.
That's awesome. All right. So if you do not already have a data officer, have you identified somebody to serve in this role or started the process of creating a position?
We're too small to have someone whose whole purpose in life is data officer. Maybe in the future that will happen, but not yet.
Yeah, this is Andy. At MyCon, I was just hired. I'm not just a CRM specialist. I'm also do proposals and a gazillion other things as marketing requires. But the purpose, the reason Jen really wanted to bring me over was to focus on the CRM. So that's part of my SMART goals for the year. So Adria, I'd be interested in talking to you about how you track that progress. I know there's maintenance reports and all that, but so that I can track my progress and see, because I feel like, I went through and did all these updates, and then I'll open a project. I'm like, oh my God, this isn't complete. And so and then I just, it's kind of one of those things where while I'm in a project or a personnel or something, I'll make updates, and then, I'm not really tracking in any organized way changes I'm making or where I'm going or what direction. So it sounds like you have that kind of under control, and I'd really love to kind of chat with you about that at some point.
Yes, it is called controlled chaos, right? So,
Yes.
Courtney has been wonderful in assisting with me to get me kind of down that road that you're talking about. She is fantastic. Setting up maintenance reports, and then just getting a good start there, and then using that criteria to work small instead of the whole big picture, and then until you're comfortable at a certain maintenance level, and then creating maybe a larger criteria report that is utilized. I personally, I like to use Excel a lot and I mean, I'm sure everybody here does, but I'm currently using just a macro enabled in Excel that I use, and I will take my major criteria one that has all the most important pieces in it. After we start with each little component of that from a small maintenance standpoint, I just run those on a good time frame and then use those reports over and over to see, because once you get it into a good maintenance schedule, then it becomes small. So that way we're just looking at one piece of it at a time, like a pie, one ingredients, and then we have the big pie at the end, and then look at the overall pie and see what we're missing there. That's been very, very helpful, because initially I was overwhelmed with how on earth, and it's just because it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
And Courtney will tell you that that was a lot for one here. So for that side of things, but
Sure.
but this has really helped organize in that way so that I can put it on a schedule where we're running more of that maintenance time frame and stay on top of it and being proactive instead of letting it slide and build back up. So
Yeah, that's great.
So
And
I got to give a shout out to Courtney on that one for sure. She's been awesome.
Yeah, and that is why I've scheduled I've booked weekly meetings with Courtney. So
that is the best first step, I would have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Courtney, and thank you, Jennifer. I'm sorry, Jennifer, not Jennifer. I'm reading your name. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I think I saw Denise raise her hand. Did you raise your hand, Denise?
No, I was trying to clap.
Oh,
Courtney.
Thank you. All right. So next question. Are you excited about your CRM journey that lies ahead and committed to seeing it as a lifestyle and not a one-time project? Yeah, I have a feeling that would be a good majority, if not all of us on this call, based on the current conversation, which is fantastic. Because sometimes firms do spend all this time and effort to build up a CRM, and then they don't have maintenance plans in place. You have to take the time to nurture your CRM system to make sure that it grows in the way that you want it to grow, and that it helps you identify key metrics that you need to assess. All right, and last but not least, most importantly, are you dedicated to leading a company that understands that CRM is not about a piece of technology, but instead about a process and people? Yes. Yeah. And, sometimes we have to lead from the bench on this one. Hopefully we also have leadership involved and they are behind that. And when they're not, that can add additional struggle. But does anybody have a success story about, leadership being involved and helping, push the initiative for CRM adoption? Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. Specifically, I'll say that to our sales forecast initiatives, everything. I've been here 5 years now, and when I first came in, it was very manual, very extracting the data from the internet and then manually providing the reports and printouts and then the format that leadership wanted. And so we started as a marketing group to take that data and create a way to present that to them so that they would get that buy-in, and not only understanding the system itself, but the data output using it in Power BI. And we have totally eliminated all of our printouts, the old school Excel formatted forecasting environment that we were in before, to now just extracting the data in the way that we want it, and then using Power BI as a great visual tool. So that has just changed tremendously within 5 years. And the data manipulation there is so good to really just drill down to so many levels, and to, like you said, just start really using it as a valuable output.
Excellent. Thank you. Any other success stories? Yes, Denise.
One of the ways we're getting the directors and vice presidents to get more interested is at their directors meeting, we do the reports and everything. And the ones who aren't participating, who aren't adding things or confirming or whatever, doing the work, they'll say, oh, I know I have at least 5 of those kind of projects coming up. And we'll say, well, they're not in the database. So until they're in the database, they're not going to show up on these reports. And we just go on. We don't embarrass them in front of other people, but we let them know where we're getting the information from and why their information is not included.
Fantastic. That sounds like it's definitely a motivator to get those projects into the system next go around. All right.
From hearing about all these reports, though, I don't think we have reports, but they're just basic reports. And I sure would like more that might catch the eye of various people, not just the executive staff, but like the capture manager and the staff. And I was wondering, couldn't we put together a site where we could grab different reports that are already pretty much set up? I mean, obviously you have to adjust it for your particular company, but everybody starting from scratch is a tough way to go.
Yeah. Does anybody have any strategies for how they localize their reports for easy access? There are some ways that, from your dashboard in CoCentral, you can link up different reports. That could be a strategy. Additionally, as long as you're logged in, you can copy the link from the reports and save them, somewhere else, and then they would be clickable, to that system. Of course, you would still have to be logged in. There are different strategies to consider for sure. Probably the cleanest would be linking it up to your dashboard so that every time somebody logs in, they can access the reports that they need. Any other ideas that have helped them direct people to the right reports that they need in place of creating new ones over and over again?
Courtney, I was going to say, as you were speaking, I started visualizing some of the software, for example, Uninet, where you do have a dashboard. You could have a report if you create a widget that has the visual of some information by clicking on it and pulling a report for the visual learners and executives that want to see the big picture. But the people that get caught in the weeds, you might not be relating to both of them. But if you somehow marry those together with the visual of the widget and a supporting report, that's not exactly the angle you went with your response, but you got me thinking that way, where that could be real useful instead of just the kind of a flat report, but pulling very specific market sector or by office or by dates, most recently added, what's coming up in 30 days, all those things, ideas. Those might marry well together.
Yeah, the dashboard's been very successful for us as well. And each one of our marketing coordinators will work with their divisions and help those project managers or users to help direct them on, like you said, just making it specific to what their needs are, because that's really what everybody wants, is to see what they need in the big picture. And that was probably the most useful area for us as well.
Excellent. Well, this has been a great session. We are at time. So thank you so much for joining, and hope to see you next time. Before we go, I just wanted to announce that our next CRM chats will actually be hosted by Courtney Kearney and Chaz Ross Monroe. So if you're available, please join us. They are, again, the authors of the book, and it'll be a whole lot of fun. So hope to see you there. Bye.
Bye, everybody.